Hello YouTube, welcome to Curious Me channel. This is Shabazz Khan and in this video we will learn what is .NET 5. Now Microsoft is about to release the latest version of its .NET framework dubbed .NET 5. This will be a big release, so in this episode we will discuss what is .NET 5 and how was it conceived and why it is so important for Microsoft. Now right now there are two flavors of .NET in market. One is .NET Framework and another one is .NET Core, which is in version 3.1. To understand why we have two versions of the same .NET, we have to go way back in 2014. Now, in 2014, Microsoft was in deep waters and was facing a tough competition from open source alternatives like Python, Django, Spring, etc. as people started to move towards small open source community based packages. Now, to tackle this, Microsoft had to come up with a framework that was streamlined, modular, and most importantly, backed by community, that is open source. And also one of the most important thing that it needed to have was supporting multiple platforms, that is for both creators and users. As we all know, .NET Frame was exclusive and is exclusive for Windows, and you need to have a PC if you want to develop any work. So that is why multiple platform support is also a very necessary feature. Now, this is a tough task. .NET Framework is 18 years old and you cannot just start to rewrite the entire framework. Now, just imagine how much code is there in .NET Framework. This framework is 18 years old. Just imagine. But you cannot just simply rework such a huge framework, right? To become modern and open source. Now, so to do that, they had to start from scratch. And they did. In 2014, Microsoft announced a new framework called .NET Core. And by 2016, the framework was rolled out. Now, Microsoft was careful not to call .NET Core as a successor to .NET Framework because it will outdate the existing framework and may create panic among developers. Now, I personally used .NET Core 2.2 in way back in 2018 and thought that this is nice, this is very streamlined, this is very modular, and at that time I thought that yes, this is the future of .NET Framework. And lo and behold, Microsoft is finally merging .NET Framework and .NET Core into a single framework called .NET 5. Now, at the time of making this video, .NET 5's release candidate 2 is available for download, and Microsoft is targeting November 2020 for the release of .NET 5. Now, let's discuss some important things about .NET 5. Now, .NET 5 is an important release for Microsoft. With this release, we will have a single .NET runtime and framework, which will have uniform behavior across different platforms like Mac, Linux, Windows, etc. Now, .NET 5 combines .NET Core, okay, .NET Framework, Xamarin, and Mono. So all of these things are combined into a single framework, and the developers can take advantage of this, meaning you can develop applications for Android, iOS, and also develop web applications and Windows applications using the same framework, that is .NET 5. Now, .NET 5 will combine simplicity and modularity of .NET Core with robustness of .NET Framework. Now, as usual and as we discussed, .NET 5 will be open source. It will support command line and have better performance, smaller SDK size, and all those things that .NET Core currently have. Now, .NET Core 5 will also support WinForms, Visual Basics, etc. But ASP.NET Web Forms, WCF and WWF will be phased out. The way I see .NET 5 is, it is .NET Core with all the .NET Framework APIs and more. So this is how I visualize .NET 5, and I said that so that it would be easy for you to visualize. Anyways, so it's time for my opinion. So with this .NET 5, Microsoft is adding C# into the list of languages that can run on non-Windows devices, which remained a fantasy for a very, very, very long time. Okay. Now, making .NET 5 open source, like making the main framework of .NET as an open source, will make the platform more popular. Now, we all know that my Windows Store has a little deficiency of apps as compared to iOS and Android Store, and this was one of the main reasons why phones failed. Now, a popular platform will give rise to number of applications in Windows Store, and this will open a lot of possibilities not only for Microsoft phones but their devices like HoloLens and many more that are coming. So, this will be a very good advantage for Microsoft. Now, one thing that has impressed me a lot is now you have to think. So, thousands of applications either run .NET 4 or .NET Core. Okay, right now. Now, when .NET 5 launches in November 2020, Microsoft would have successfully converted its entire closed source framework, which is .NET framework, into a modern, fast moving, streamlined open source project. Okay, without disrupting a single application. Think about it for a second. They converted an entire framework, which is 18 years old, into a modern, streamlined, open source .NET 5, and they didn't disrupt a single application which is running in production right now. This is arguably one of the greatest feat achieved in software development, at least according to me. Now, the only remaining question is, are we on the verge of another framework revolution? And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure you like and subscribe for more content. Thank you and have a great day ahead. Bye bye.